26 at 5:11. At this point in time, I'll read the executive order of remote participation on March 28, 2025. Governor Haley signed into law H62 and an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, which includes a 2-year extension of the option of public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, Chapter 30A, Section 18-25. The action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through June 30th, 2027, which is coming up on us. So at this point in time, I will call to order. Roll call. Peter Badul.
Here.
Gus Murphy. Here. Eric Beckerman. Here. Joe Reed. Joe Ridge. Dr. Charles. Mr. Connors. And myself, Rick Fitzpatrick. So we have a quorum. At this point in time, I'd like to do a pledge of allegiance.
On the TV. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is the FY26 fourth supplemental budget transfer and capital request for approval. And at this time, I'd ask for a presentation by Director Clun.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, members of the Finance Committee. Very briefly, the County Commissioners last week voted an FY26 final supplemental / transfer request. For you this evening is several transfer requests. I'll begin with $50,000 request from the facilities maintenance electricity line, miscellaneous legal services, help the county offset legal expenses associated with a lawsuit initiated by Registrar O'Donnell last fall. Is ongoing. In addition, the commissioners heard from the register on his request to transfer $80,000 from salaries to other line items at home. The commissioners agreed to fund a transfer of $10,187.52 from the projected registry deeds permanent salaries line into 3 separate accounts: printing and binding $5,678.19, contractual services $4,268.99, office supply $240.34. I want to call out the fact that earlier, a month ago, you approved $5,300 supplemental to the printing and binding, as well as $3,000 to contractual services. These amounts are in addition to those actions. Final transfer request is from the Aggie, move $65,000 from salaries temporary line to salaries overtime, for a total of $125,187.52 transfer requests. Second, the commissioner's request to move $25,000 from the FY25 surplus made available in FY26 into the county's stabilization fund. And finally, a transfer of $300,000 from the Quincy District Court Capital Fund to the Dedham District Court parking lot paving lighting project previously approved by this board. That is the FY26 final transfer supplemental request as approved by the commissioners for your consideration. Thank you, Chairman.
Just a quick question, good John. Was there any particular reason why you had a surplus of $50,000 in that utility line? I'm just looking at general utility costs of increased sort of broadly, so Was there some reason that we were able to retain that amount?
Yeah, we're seeing that surplus develop largely from the Quincy District Court budget for
Okay.
FY 26.
Understood. Questions? Peter?
I don't, I just, probably came up last time, but I mean, was there any input from, I got a letter from the registrar, was there any input or to that effect last week on? The 80, he was asking for 80,000 and where these other numbers came from. So
I think simply put to your answer, Peter, there was a robust dialogue between the Register of Deeds and the commissioners on that matter, yes, public meeting.
and these are the numbers that, through the chair, if I could, these are the numbers that the commissioners have approved.
That's right.
Thank you.
No, good, thank you.
Go for it. Bill?
No, she's supposed to be here in person, she should be here in executive. Got some questions.
I don't have questions. If you're willing, if I'm in order to address the register, I'd like to, if that's all right. I'd like to talk to you directly, following up on the comments I had last month's meeting around transfers. Right now, I'm prepared to support the commissioner's decision here, but I want you to know why. I can't make sense out of your $80,000 request in term. What I did is I went through and I took a look at the allocation to the lines. Two of the budget lines, it was taking the annual allocation at the start of the fiscal year and doubling it for the last 2 months. When I look at the commissioners, I did my own analysis, taking a look at percentages, what the commissioner's recommendation was. I can see an argument that at least 2 of those lines are low because they're below where you were at 24 and FY 25. I wish we could, I'm not going on the legal side of this fence. I'm trying to find the administrative side that can work okay. And I would genuinely like to see this board, the commissioners and you as a registrar, not have the kind of a climate that we've had since I first joined the advisory board. When I said I would support transfers, I will. In terms of a transfer, but I assumed a transfer would be a transfer request to a clearly explainable need that you actually had between now and the fiscal year. And when if I look at the commissioners and personally say some of those seem like low numbers, when I look at what you've requested, your numbers are so far out of whack with anything I can understand that I'm not prepared to support that just because it came in as a transfer request. I'm talking to you directly because we don't have these conversations with you that often, partly because a lot of the stuff is out of bounds for the legal side. I would like to find a way for, at least in the parts that are not tied up in the legal part of this, I'd like to find a way for us to have a far more respectful, business-like and responsive relationship in enabling you to do your job. As an appointed member of this board, absolutely feel I have no role whatsoever to undercut elected officials, 3 commissioners. But I also think you're an elected official too. And so when I'm in a spot where it feels like I kind of either have to undercut one or undercut the other, or even worse, decide my opinion is better than anybody else's, I'm struggling with it. So you heard what I said last month. I wanted you to hear what I'm thinking this month, in the hopes that somewhere over these meetings, we can have a continuing discussion of some of this stuff that'll get us all on a better footing than what I think we've been on for the past couple of years.
Well, respectfully, if our request was approved tonight, it would go a long way to making things better. This money I'm not seeking extra money. This is money that was within an approved budget, no different than the Aggie School proposal that you have in front of you for $65,000. No different than the $50,000 that you're taking from electricity to legal. And again, we do need it. We have, and it was mentioned at the last meeting, and it was certainly mentioned to the commissioners, we have left in printing $178.11. We have obligations by law to print indexes, to print books, also to microfilm. So the requests that were made were to finish out the year. We have 2 months left in the year. And again, the argument I would make is when you look back at fiscal 22 or some of those other, there was more than, for instance, in group 2, $225,000 was approved in the, and in years past, it was 400,000. And we've worked on that, but the rubber has hit the road. You can't say, historically, would we all agree, because there certainly wasn't any agreement at the commissioners meeting, at least based on, I was told, historical data. Can we all agree that prices have gone up since fiscal 23?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Rick, you say,
No, I would agree with that.
okay. And
But
so,
I also would agree that historical numbers are a valid strategy in terms of looking at costs and.
But-
when
but not when the last few years, respectfully. And again, I was trying to keep it simple tonight,
Yep.
that there's $117,000 that hasn't been spent. Now, some of that should have been spent, because a couple of employees have been denied their promotions. That's another story. But respectfully, there's $117,000 in our budget because those people aren't getting paid at the higher amount. And we're not allowed to fill the 2 positions. So if they got promoted, there'd be 2 lower positions. So money's accrued, no different than the monies that, there were no questions on the legal. No historical data. Look at the historical data of the legal,
Can I reel us back to the serious? I want to stick with the transfer.
And
I don't want to get dragged into that, but I want to respond to what you said. You basically said, I have the money, which we've recognized is in your budget. Therefore, I should just be able to put it where I want to. And I disagree with that piece of it in a transfer, because you should have a rationale for the amount of money. Now, hear me out. Let's take the printing one as an example. The budget you had for this fiscal year for printing was $127,000. Let's, to keep the math simple, say that for intent, like you virtually exhausted the printing budget over, keep it simple, over 10 months. That says you were spending an average of $12,700. This is just the way I think about it. This is not talking about how the commissioners think about it, certainly not how Director Cronin's thinking about it. I was just trying to make sense out of it for myself. I said, well, in 10 months' time, $127,000 budget is depleted. That's $12,700 a month. You've got 2 months left. You've got 6 weeks, but let's keep the math simple. You've got 6 weeks. 12,700 times 2 gets me to 25,000, not 35,000. And that's the best of the 3 that you have here, because the other one.
What did we get?
The other one.
What did we get?
You have 127,000.
Yeah, but what did we get in this vote?
Hear my point. Because this is not a negotiation of this number.
I'm not negotiating.
This is
factory.
Let me restate it. I'm trying to help you understand how I, as one voice,
Respect.
and let's put it that way. The contractual services 5299, the total annual budget for contractual services is $40,000, and your request in the transfer was for $30,000. So I'm thinking, how are you planning to spend $30,000 in 6 weeks' time, or even if it's the 2 months, when you had 40,000 and you actually have a balance left in that? On the third one, it was a 10,000. That was the stationery supplies. That was a total annual was $10,806, and you're looking for a transfer of $15,000 for the last six weeks. Call it 2 months if you want. I can't understand that as a justified transfer in terms of the amount that you're asking for. It's absolutely reasonable to ask for something to move from what part of your budget.
But there's been a history of cutting the registered budget. Even the one you're going to approve is not the budget we submitted, the fiscal 27th. So there's a history of the registry not being funded, and the rubber's hitting the road this year. And as far as printing, we have obligations to print. So even by your analysis, you're saying, oh, it should be 25,000. What was
I said it. I didn't say it should be. I'm saying at most.
At most, and we got 5,000.
Right.
So
no, I'm talking about what you asked. So I have a choice between accepting your $35,000 number, or a $5,000 number, or coming up with a number of my own.
You can come up, this
And I'm
board
not
has a
gonna
right to
do
come up with a number of their own.
I understand.
And again, it goes, not to bring the lawsuit up about it, we had this lawsuit. The law, you know, there's a couple of them, but the one that 4 judges in 3 different courts and the Supreme Judicial Court said the register, not the county director, is the authorized official of the registry. And I'm saying we need the money. We got $178 and you're right, whatever number, it's certainly not 5,000. We need, and whatever number you put in there, if we don't spend it, it goes back to the general fund. So to me, you know, if you can't resolve this thing because the money's in the budget, what makes the registry request any different than the $50,000 request on a case that from the registry's perspective was settled in court? And I'm certain.
I want to be clear. I don't want to.
Well, I had to listen to that you're requesting another 50 grand because of litigation.
If we understand why I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to negotiate a number. I'm talking so you can understand what I said last month, why I said it, and what I meant by it. And I'm only trying to fix. I'm one of the newest people here. I'm only trying to fix the part that I think is fixable without getting into the swamp of the legal side, which I'm not qualified in. Transfer requests are clean if we can keep them clean. And I'm saying in dealing with this, yeah, I got a choice between 2 numbers. To be honest, I think the commissioner's number is a whole lot closer to whatever it should be than yours is, just say for printing. Unless there's something that you do in the last 6 weeks of a fiscal year that's a $35,000 expense.
And you're comparing it to past years, we're recording more documents. We recorded more documents, which we have to bind and all that this year than we did in 25, than we did in 24, and it goes, you know, so
what are you doing in the last 6 weeks of the fiscal year that's going to cost you $35,000?
Well, even on your math of 130 divided by 10 is 13 grand, and like you said, it's 26 grand. There's printing costs, you know, so no, based on, you know, May and June, round at 130 divided by 10.
Why did you put that? If you're saying we have a steady 10, you know, if that number that I had is the real monthly, like, I don't know where the beginning.
And that's
why did you ask for what you asked for if you were basing it on a need?
Because there's always needs at the end of the year, and if we don't spend it, it goes back to the general fund. Right now, you're just putting it off limits. So when the authorized official of the registry who's saying he needs this money to finish off the year, and the courts agreed that what was going on at the county, that's a case that's completely.
I'm only talking about budgets you have and transfers.
Right, but when the authorized official, per the Supreme Judicial Court, there's no higher court in Massachusetts, we need the money, and if it's 25, it's 25. It's certainly not the 5 we got. And again, I think the registry gets looked at a heck of a lot more. And when you consider, we're an $80 million corporation, if you want to view it that way. A few years ago, we brought in 80 million. The last few years, it's down to 50-something million. And you're begrudging, respectfully, 35 grand to finish it out. And if we don't spend it, it goes back to the general fund.
So that's the piece that I want, only because I've spent a lot of time on my town side on finance. I will not accept, well, just throw it in there, and if we don't use it, it's just going to drop to the bottom line. I understand the rationale. I'm looking for something that has more substance to it. I'm trying to find a way to get you what you want.
25. I just want to finish the year. That's all I want to do.
I'm gonna cut, because I think I'm trying to make a point, and it's not to negotiate a number. I'm trying to do my best to help you understand how one single voice on the advisory board that spoke up last month about transfer requests. I'm not prepared to support what you've requested here. I want you to understand why. I'm not smart enough to have a better number than the numbers that are here. I think the number the commissioners have is closer to what the real requirement is between now and the fiscal year, but yeah, I'm making a subjective judgment. I'm not trying to negotiate with you because I don't have that role. I'm trying to help you understand at least how one person is thinking about this kind of stuff. I hope that at least over time, one little piece of all the stuff that creates the friction can get better than it's been. That's all.
And to give you, because as you say, you're new, a sense as well. The spending numbers that you're looking at historically that they base it on is artificially low. First of all, because cuts that I argue shouldn't have been made. And when the end of the year comes, we can't spend the money, $178. I mean, so it ends. So even though there's a need, it looks artificially low. And the fact is that the registry by law gets a county mandate. And in years past, we have been prevented from putting that money into budget codes to spend. So our spending has been artificially held down. And again, that's not me saying it. You lost that in court. I know it's appealed, but that's the second case. And the judge clearly ruled against the county.
That's not the part I'm trying to help you with.
When you're looking at numbers that have been artificially kept lower, and this is just, to me, an easy fix. It's the right fix. Is we need money to finish the end of the year. There was our request. It's certainly, they come up with $200.42. Everyone else puts in a request, 65 grand. I'm sure that's gonna get approved really quickly. And they're 50 grand for legal coming out of electricity.
I'm not talking about anybody else. I think the thing to take away, and you can accept it or not, or value it or not. I would need to see more solid justification for the numbers you come in with for me to be comfortable to support those. I would like to be able to support you. But the rationale, the explanation of why you're asking for the numbers that you're asking has to be at least, easier for me in my befuddled mind to understand. It may be that it's clear to everyone else. It's not clear to me. I'm more thinking about next year at this point, not because this is our last meeting. This is.
I don't know how much more clearer I could be that there's $178 in printing. And it's not like I could just magically transfer money into that line item. That's why, and there's money, registry monies that have been approved. We are entitled to a county mandate to spend. And again, this is just what's happened every year, even before you got here, Gus, that the registry isn't allowed, 1 year, we're just not allowed to spend the county mandate. And when you do that, of course, the numbers are going to be down. And we just needed to get through the end of the year. So I just believe it was an easy fix. Nothing's easy, of course, but I appreciate what you said.
At least in the long run, my comments were helpful.
Well, they gave us hope. I don't know if the hope is getting realized tonight, but I appreciate it.
So can I ask a couple of questions, just in terms of what you stated? So if I look at your FY 26 approved budget of $127,000, are you saying, what amount of money are you saying that was funded for under approved for a budgetary perspective?
I'd have to look, but for instance, this fiscal 27, we asked for 360,000, and the approval that you're going to vote tonight is 225. And this has been going on for years. So again, the 127,000, I'd have to look back at last year's request, because what goes on the computer, it says, department request. It's not the department request. It's county director Crone.
So let's just stay on that.
So on that, I know we requested a higher amount than 127. It could have been closer to 200, to be honest with you.
Okay, so let's just stay on that line. So if my numbers are correct, when I look at the information that I have, it looks to me like you have had a transfer or a supplemental of $23,200 in that line budgetarily to date.
No, what happened, if you recall, and again, thank you, Gus, there was a unilateral cut of our budget of 32,000 out of Group 2, which printing is included.
Yes.
And that was done in September. And in December, at least the advisory board was kind enough. We still got cut 32,000, but they took it out of Group 1 and put the 32,000 back. So it was actually the $32,000 went back to make it 225 in Group 2. Now, there's a bunch of codes in group 2.
Okay,
So a port,
so are we saying that,
so that was unique.
and you say that line, just that line is underfunded by more than 50%?
We,
Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
I would say, I bet you we probably requested, close to 180 for the printing,
Okay,
to get through the year. And this has been ongoing even, I know, you've been around, but the last, you're on for the last few years.
right,
I'll just give the fiscal 27. There was a 300 in group 2. There was I think it was 360,000 and 225 is approved. So we get cut.
okay.
And so that's what happened in fiscal 26. And I'm sure that we requested more than
Okay,
127.
so my other question on a comment you made was that, I believe it's in one of your letters here, that there are things that need to be honored. I'm going to ask you a simple question. Have you contracted for goods and services in any of these lines without having that money already appropriated?
But
And by getting this money,
there's multi-year contracts. I could say the same thing for the legal that you're just approving. To date, they've paid 159,000 in legal bills, and your original budget was 119,000 for fiscal 26. So, so again,
there's no goods or services you've received that you
no,
would be then.
now there's no money. How can there be?
Okay.
But there's contracts. That's the thing. I don't just, did you have contracts at the Yankee school?
Yeah, but I didn't contract unless I had the money.
Right. Well, it's already been contracted. They had like 3-year contracts, right? Did you have 3-year or 2 multi-year contracts?
Yeah, but I would have encumbered that contract.
But how can you fund it if the contract's approved in year 1 and we're in year 2?
So I would have approved it in the beginning of the budget year.
Yeah, but they cut it, right? If you put the money in. And
So
they
you
cut it.
contracted with money that was cut. But
No,
this
no,
current, if
the
you're in the
contract
third year of
gets
a
signed.
contract.
We've been through this,
I
early.
haven't.
Well, no, because, people,
I haven't been through it. I'm asking you a question. I'm just asking you a simple question.
the contract, and again, I'd have to check the dates, but if there's a contract in year 1 for printing.
Yeah.
And we're in year 2 or 3. Right? It's a multi-year contract.
Yeah,
You
but
have
again-
obligations.
But again, you can't contract for those services in the third year if you don't have money for that third year of the contract.
There's some provision on the contract that always.
Yeah.
Still has to be.
It's the contracts move on, now. You can't get services now with 170, that I agree with. There's 178, you can't incur that, but it's like municipals contracts, right? I mean, in Medfield, right, there's a contract and.
There's always a provision that says it's a 3-year contract, the subsequent years are subject to appropriation.
Right.
So because nobody in the state, as far as I know, can obligate funds outside of the
I'm asking you if you had the appropriation to fund that third year of the contract.
You had the appropriations get voted, and then you go. I don't know how many books are going to get printed. Depends on the volume. And again, I think that's something that's missing. Was missing in the analysis. They say, historical data from the last 3 years. In 3 years, inflation has gone up. God knows that. Costs have gone up, and we've had bigger recording volumes, which is good because deeds excise money comes in. The county gets 60% of that. The registry's supposed to get 40%. So each year, the volume has gone up.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I have a question for the register through you.
Yes,
Would you please answer Chairman Fitzpatrick's question?
I
The
answered
reason,
it.
no, you did not. And the reason I'm asking is because we have a history of you actually proceeding with contracts and obligations without the money appropriated. And we have talked about this in the past,
You made
and I really would
tread
like to hear
carefully
you
because when
answer.
you make accusations,
I
there's
would like to
liability.
hear answer
Gone
Chairman
this way.
Fitzpatrick's.
Mr. Corona's.
I would like to hear you answer
You wanna
Fitzpatrick's
go to court?
question appropriately.
I did answer. it.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
Respectfully.
Contracts, we know, are subject to appropriation, and the
Right.
question was, have you contracted or received goods and services
I do
for money
contracted.
that has
It
not
goes to the
been,
accountant,
no.
to be honest with you.
Mr. Register, it is very clear. The question is,
It's-
have you received goods and services for that have not been already appropriated? That is the question. We
No,
want a
I
yes
said,
or a-
I executed the contract. I don't execute contracts.
We want to know, have you received goods and services for that have not been previously appropriated? That's the question. That is the question.
The question
It is a
it's not-
state law. We want to know. We are fiduciary, we have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that that is being followed.
And you
it
have
is our
a fiduciary duty to
responsibility.
fund the registry and you haven't, have you?
Absolutely, we have.
No, you
Absolutely we
According
have.
to the judge, you did. So.
I think that is
other
not
one-
appropriate for this
and again,
conversation. This
of course
is a
not.
question, it is absolutely critical. It is important for our work. We are the fiduciary responsibility. We must know this.
And
So
and
please,
again, I know
ma'am.
there are new people there. Through the chair, your position has been that all monies that get collected are the county's monies, right?
How would you describe that?
That's how you described it. That's not
That's-
right.
It's not up to me.
I know,
it's not-
and the judge disagreed with that. The judge said, no, that.
Bill, I'll give you an example. The
It's
school,
really
the school has a 3-year bus contract. Right?
Right.
They sign a bus contract for 3 years, right? Each of those 3 years, you need to appropriate the funds to cover that contract for that year, within that 3-year contract. And that money has to be duly appropriated in your budget. And that's what I'm asking. Have you done that?
Yes. But
Okay.
you have more books, you have more, you have more costs. And again, we're trying, what is it, all these great questions. And I didn't hear one question on the legal that you've spent $159,000 through March 31st to deny these poor people their jobs. And you take a look at what the fiscal 26 budget was, $119,000. Maybe they transferred money in, I don't know. But I'm not gonna stand here and listen that, the register did something, I need 50 grand. That was in December. Now you need another 50 grand. So you could ask the same question, 159,000 through March 31st on a $119,000 budget. How does that happen? So.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
But, so Bill's a friend of mine and has been for an awful long time. We just disagreed on certain issues recently. And while that question was being asked, which I think Bill offered his version of an answer, I want to jump up and object to the question. And I think probably all know why. And so I understand where you're coming from with that piece. But I will say that just some general observations, like sometimes we ask for things in budgets that don't get spent. And in my history with the board and working my way through the chairs, there's been times when there's been money asked for, and we've had to say no, which I don't like doing. I mean, we've had a lot of discussions in the past about the budgets. But for example, if there was maybe a position or two or however many weren't getting filled, sometimes those get pared back because they weren't being used. But I do have to defer to the people that we hire. And while you may not agree with certain people on our group, these guys have to look at the stuff too. So, but I wanted to jump up and object to certain things. And you offered what you thought's going on, and it's a tough situation. I wish we weren't in this position. And I'm always hopeful that we'll get past it at some point. It's kind of like a family situation. And we all have families, and I have a big Irish Italian family, so you name it, we've always got something going on. So this is part of the family. You are part of our family, whether you like it or not. So, and that's what you get talked about because you're the family, but it's just the disagreement piece. And we're all trying, you're a great guy. You do a good job over there. Some of this stuff, it's important. I'm not going to say it's not important and it's de minimis. I know it's important, but we're all trying to do the best we can with it. And it is hard when you're on the other side of the V on some of the stuff, right? Because, I still don't treat you any differently. I try to be the same. But it's it's off, it's uncomfortable, you know?
It's not comfortable for me to come to this meeting, you know?
I get it.
You know, but
I get it.
I took an oath to run the registry. The Supreme Judicial Court, the highest court in this state, said the register is the authorized official, not County Director Cronin. And again, I recognize it's not like I'm trying to come up with money. I'm not trying to say, give up, you know, that we've been denied access to the register, to the deeds excise fund, that the registry by state law, it's a revenue and we should be getting a percentage. If we can't agree on money that the registry has not spent and put it into code so that you can just finish the year to June 30th, if you can't agree on that, and like you say, you know, then, you know, that's how it is. You know, I can only make the argument that it should be a simple and not only the right fix, the lawful fix is to allow the registry to use the money that's been in their approved and funded budget. And whatever happens, it happens. But, you know, it is uncomfortable on something like this. Something that I think is a lot clearer in my mind, that the right thing would be to move some money, whatever that number is, into these codes and just let us finish out the year. We're not talking about the, you know, positions of Dr. Childs that says it's 100% county. We're not talking what's an appropriation versus what's a revenue. Those are more complicated, but this is registry approved monies that this board approved, and we're just trying to get it into accounts so that we can finish off the year. I didn't ask for the 117 that was there, so there's a benefit to the county right there. And whatever we get, if we don't spend, it goes back to the county.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you.
We move on.
Okay. So, in front of us, gentlemen and ladies, and as members of the Finance Committee, we have 3 items that we want to focus on. There is a transfer request of $25,000 from funds declared surplus in FY 25 to be moved to the stabilization fund. At the point that this is voted, it would require a 2/3 vote of the body.
Mr. Chairman, I make the motion.
Second.
Okay, I'll call a roll call on that item. Peter,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Beckerman,
Yes.
Dr. Childs,
Yes.
Mr. Reardon.
Yes.
So. What that? Yeah, that'd be helpful.
So, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the fiscal 26 fourth supplemental transfer request totaling $125,187.52 to be paid from funds declared surplus at the close of fiscal year 2025.
We have a second.
Second.
And roll call. Mr. Padula,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Beckerman,
Yes.
Dr. Childs.
Yes.
Mr. Reardon,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick. Yes.
And Mr. Chairman, I move to transfer 300,000 from account 301-000-3001-0000.00 Windy District Court Capital Funds to account 301-600-5,041-000025 for the Dedham District Court lot paving project.
We'll have a second. Roll call. Mr. Padula,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Mr. Beckerman.
Yes.
Dr. Childs.
Yes.
Mr. Reardon.
Yes.
And Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Oh, there. Okay. So that's taken care of item number 4. Agenda. Number 5 on the agenda is the FY 27 budget for approval. I would just like to ask the Director Cronin, is the budget before us this evening the exact same budget that we had presented at the last meeting?
Yes, sir.
Everything changed.
It is.
So that would be in order. Do we have any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Joe made a motion to approve, motion to approve.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to read the motion. Do you mind if I do motion?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna set this up. So, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the fiscal 27 proposed county's budget with an amount of $38,936,113.34.
We had a second. Anyway. We have a second.
Second.
There we go. Okay.
Mr. Padula,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy. Yes. Mr. Beckerman.
Yes.
Dr. Childs.
Yes.
Mr. Red.
Yes.
And Rick Fitzpatrick. And. And next in front of us, we have the minutes of the open session meeting of April 15, 2026 for approval.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the Norfolk County Advisory Board of Finance Committee from Wednesday, April 15th.
Second. We'll call Mr. Padula.
Abstain.
Mr. Murphy. Yes. Beckerman.
Yes.
Dr. Childs.
Yes.
Mr. Reardon.
Yes.
And myself. Yeah. Item number 7, in emergency items, topics the chair did not reasonably anticipate discussed. I have none. And number 8.
Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Mr. Padula.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy. Yes. Mr. Beckerman.
Yes.
Dr. Childs.
Yes.
Mr. Reardon. Yes. And myself. Adjourn.
All right, I will call the meeting to order. The executive order on remote participation on March 28, 2025, Governor Healy signed into law House 62, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, which includes a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, chapter 38, subsections 18 through 25. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through June 30th, 2027. So we will start with the roll call. Bill, are you ready?
I am ready. Yes.
Gus, are you ready?
I am ready. Avon,
Here.
Bellingham, Braintree,
Here.
Brookline,
Here.
Canton. Yes. Cohasset. Dedham,
Here.
Dover, Foxborough.
Yep.
Franklin.
Here.
Holbrook. Medfield here. Medway.
Present.
Village. Milton.
Here.
Needham.
Here.
Norfolk. Norwood. Plainville. Quincy.
Here.
Randolph.
Present.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Stoughton. Walpole. Wellesley. Westwood. Weymouth.
Present.
Rentham.
I have 68.24.
We do have a quorum. Okay, next we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Dr. Childs, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance,
Oh,
please?
be honored. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll move right into our first item, which is the fiscal 26 fourth supplemental budget transfer and capital request for approval. Director Cronin.
Good evening, members of the advisory board. Commissioner voted last week to send along to a request known as our FY 26 fourth supplemental appropriation. There, these are all basically transfers. Review the first item, the transfer a $50,000 surplus and maintenance electricity line miscellaneous legal services to offset projected expenses at the end of the fiscal year associated with the pending lawsuit taken out by the registry of deeds against the company. The second item is to fund $10,187.52. The transfer from registry of deeds permanent salaries for the following three lines. Printing and binding, $5,678.19. Contractual services, $4,268.99. And office supplies, $240.34. The Aggie requests a transfer of $65,000 from salaries temp line to other salaries overtime. The total transfers within the operating budget, $125,187.52. The next item is to transfer $25,000 from the FY 25 surplus being available in FY 26 into the stabilization fund. Vote required 2/3 vote. And then finally, a request to fund from the so-called Quincy Stabilization Fund, $300,000 to the Dedham District Court parking lot paving lighting account. That account also required 2/3 vote. So I have, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions on the supplemental? Seeing none, we'll take a motion.
Question? Question from Dedham?
Sorry, is that Mr. Polito?
Yes.
Just go ahead, sir.
I got a question on a few of them. The first one, the $50,000 for the legal. What have we expensed so far this year?
I don't have that information in front of me, but we have approximately a big pardon, sir?
That's a surprise.
Is it a surprise? I'm sorry. I wanted to let you know at this stage of the year, we have approximately $7,000 left in that account. And as we project out, the lawsuit that was initiated by the Registry of Deeds is still ongoing. We are looking at depositions of individuals associated with that lawsuit that will result in very large increased legal costs over the next 2 months. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman. Another question. I was at the meeting in the courthouse about a month ago when the judge sent them out to solve it. They came with an agreement. And why are we still fighting the registry? Because in court, the judge said 3 or 4 times to the county attorney, it's not about you, it's about the county. I was in the
Mr.
courtroom.
Polito, I'm sorry, but your question's out of order, sir. That's a legal question. Your question is out
Well,
of
I don't
order.
want
We're
to. I don't
talking
want to
about
give the money to the.
supplemental. We're not
They don't
talking
need the
about
money
legal
because I think
issues.
they're wasting taxpayers' money. The county is wasting taxpayers' money huge here. Okay, that's the problem.
Thank you for your comments. Any other questions from the board?
I have a question.
Sir?
Legal bills, why can't we ask about them? You have to, I mean, if it's a legitimate question, couldn't we go into executive session to deal with it? I mean, I know there's some non-board members, but. I mean, I've been involved in legal stuff all my life, but not as a lawyer, but having to deal with that and pay for them, and you know, these are legitimate questions.
Well, the answer that the director gave is the answer right now. We can't go into executive session because we don't have it on the agenda. So we can't add an agenda item at this point. Basically the answer is we need the money in order to defend ourselves. That's the short answer. Yes.
Mr. Polito asked how much is left. If you do the math, $119,000 was originally appropriated, and as I mentioned, we have approximately.
Legal?
That's right. And we have approximately $7,000 left.
So we want to put another 50 in?
Yes, because as I mentioned, we're about to enter an intensive legal defense space involving depositions.
Has this board
Mr.
gone
Chair,
into executive session on any of this in the past? Just curious.
We've had executive sessions on our legal issues, yes, in the past.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman, didn't we get $50,000 a few months back? At one time?
I didn't hear the question.
You said, didn't you get 50,000 in the past,
this year.
in the legal
I
line?
believe so.
Yeah, I believe we did.
So we're up to 170,000 now, plus another 50. Correct?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes, if there's no more questions, motion will
There is, Mr.
approve.
Chairman. There is.
Polito, I'll ask you to limit your questions to the supplemental at hand.
I am. I like to, on the registry deeds permit salary, I like to, as we always see the letter, at last meeting, we talked about that issue, about using his, you want him to, stay with his mandate. He is staying with his mandate, and there's a sense of some of the people in the meeting last month to use money from the salary group 1 to move it to group 2. And he did, and the registrar did send a letter to the commissioners and to the board members to appropriate now $80,000. So I'd like to make a motion to amend the motion to from $10,187 to $80,000, and the 3 line items below it, the printing to $35,000, contract services $30,000, and stationery supplies $15,000. If the money is not spent, it will, of course, go back to, as town goes, it'll go back to free cash. So it's not going to be, it's for those line items only. If you don't, by not giving it to him now, you're going to end up with that money at the end of the year to do what you want with. And you're not meeting the mandate. As we all said, the county says we have to give the mandate. Well, next year, the mandate, we spend less. So his mandate next year, you're playing games, and that'll be a low amount next year.
Mr. Polito, you've made a motion. So let's act on the motion first of all. Is there a second to the motion?
What is the motion?
He's asking to amend the register's transfer to the amounts that that the register had requested, which I believe was 30,000. No, it was 80,000 altogether. Then the breakdown was 35 to printing, 30 to contractual, and 15 to stationary office. So is there a second on the motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a second. So we will go to a vote, Phil. So this is a vote. Discussion. Sorry.
Can we discuss it further?
Why?
You can enter it.
Oh,
Mr. Chair.
any discussion on the motion?
So if the gentleman wishes to amend this and add $80,000 to the registrar's request, and maybe I didn't hear him, but how will we approach the other requests? Where's the balance on it?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So where's the balance on that? If you're taking $80,000, where are we taking it from? How is that?
It's coming from that same line, right? The salaries. Registry of Deeds permanent salary line. That's the line that it's being transferred from
Okay,
into those other 3 lines.
thank you.
Right.
Mr. Chairman, and he has, according to his letter, $117,000 in that account. So he's using his own money out of the county money to move from one line to the other, which we've done all the time. I mean, we move money around from within the budget. We're doing it later on in the meeting for the school. He's taking 65 from one account, moving to another account. And for the
Okay, Mr.
so,
Polito, we understand the point.
Discussion.
Can I have the commissioners why they voted that way, please?
Just, you've got, you're open for discussion? Question?
Yes, okay.
For discussion. This is discussion.
Yes.
Well, I would say whether the money is there or not, the job of public bodies is to be good stewards of prudent spending. And we should only be appropriating money that can be spent in the last 6 weeks of the fiscal year. And so the idea that at this point in the fiscal year, we would be appropriating some sum of money that in some places would exceed annual budget seems to me is not good stewardship of our public dollars. And I think, I actually think that the commissioners, my understanding of the commissioners' discussion was, what do we need to do here to make this possible, to make it whole enough without needlessly appropriating money that cannot be spent? And I think that's a big issue. So I want to be sure I understood the commissioner's discussion on that correctly, but I guess that's a question through you, Mr. Chair, to the commissioners to make sure that I understood that was the thinking.
Is it okay if I answer it?
Absolutely.
All right, so the register requested $80,000 from the $117,000. That was not spent in salary. He requested it for the items. And we requested the data to back up the $80,000. And we did not receive a response. And without data to back up this vote, we were forced to come up with our own data. It's not our job to do that, but we did it. And we wanted to help the registry to get through the last 6 weeks. And so what we did was we looked at the last 3 years of spending at the registry, and we averaged those out. And these are the numbers that we came up with. We know they're wrong, and they might be light because of inflation, but we don't have any other data. And our thinking was this will get us through the next 6 weeks. Come the next fiscal year, we have brand new full line items, right? And so that can be spent. And if there are deficiencies into the next fiscal year, the register can always come before the commissioners and come before this board if necessary and explain the requests and defend the requests.
Thank you very much. That answers my question.
All right, so we will move the question. All right, so we have a motion and a second. So this is a motion to amend the supplemental, just so everybody understands. This is not a vote on the entire supplemental. This is strictly to amend.
Can you read the motion? I'm getting confused here.
The motion from Mr. Polito was to amend the supplemental.
Yes, please.
To amend the supplemental request on the 4 registry lines. The first one was Registry of Deeds permanent salaries. We were taking 80,000 instead of the 10,000. Registry of Deeds printing and binding would go to 35,000. Contractual services would go to 30,000. And office supply would go to 15,000.
Yes, good.
That's the motion on the
Yes, good.
table.
So a yes vote would be to approve that amendment,
Yes.
and a no vote would be to not approve that amendment and stick with our
To
existing.
keep it the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion to move the question.
Sorry?
Motion to move the question.
Moved. All right, were we ready for roll call?
Ready.
Okay.
Did we get a second on the motion to move, or do you need one?
Yes, actually, farm pro services.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I have a
Okay.
point of,
Oh,
I have a point of order
sorry, Mr.
question.
Plato, we're in the middle, we're
This
starting
is
to vote
Charlie
now.
Ryan. Are we voting
We're
on
starting to
moving
vote
the?
now, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, are we voting on moving the question or are we voting on the question?
Say that again, Charlie?
Are we voting on moving the question or were we voting on the question?
We're voting on the question, on the motion. The motion from Tom was to amend those 4 lines. Move the question.
Thank you, because you usually have to take a motion when you vote when you make a motion to move a question. You have to take the vote to move the question. So we're just voting on the question. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
so-
It needs a second too.
Okay,
you.
so you're making the motion, Charlie?
Nope.
No.
No, I am not. I want to
Oh, I'm
understand what
sorry.
we're voting on.
Paul from Randolph made the motion to move the question.
Correct.
Foxborough, you second?
No, I did not.
You did not.
I'll
Is there
second
a
that.
second?
I'll
Okay.
second the motion to move
Dr.
the.
Childs, second, so we're gonna do a roll call to move the question.
Okay.
We can have discussion on it.
We
It's
just.
on the floor.
Sure, it's undebatable.
I don't have anything to say, but
Well, we've had discussion on this, that's
not
the whole
debatable.
point.
not on this motion we have.
It's not debatable.
Okay, you're right.
You're right, you can't debate.
I get it.
He's debating.
Right, am I right?
All right, so
You're right.
we're ready for a roll. Are you ready, Bill?
So is this going to be a speed test if we see if we can go through 2 cycles in the least amount of time it's ever been done?
Possibly.
You just jinxed it.
Let's see if Phil's up since it's a challenge.
So this is to
This
move
is
the question.
the question.
Let me just change my label here.
And to make it clear, a yes vote will move the question to allow for a vote on the amendment. Correct.
Yeah.
A no vote would leave the supplemental alone, and we
No,
would vote for
further
supplemental
discussion.
into further discussion.
Ooh. Okay.
Move the question.
Ready? Avon,
No.
Move.
Oh, to move the question, sorry, yeah. Even I'm getting confused, sorry, it's-
now we gotta set up the third vote.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Yes.
Do you have to have a roll call on every motion?
Yes.
I mean, this seems kind of simple that you might.
We have to, it's a hybrid meeting, we're required to do a roll call for every question. For the Zoom. Yep.
Yes.
That's part of the open meeting law.
So maybe it's time to give it a hybrid.
That may, point of order, usually a motion to move a question requires a two-thirds vote.
Yep.
Is that true in our board?
I believe it's, is that true?
I have not heard that rule, but it sounds like a best practice.
Yeah, okay.
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 The chairman, point of order.
Yes,
Perhaps if the maker of the motion withdraws the motion, I get a sense of the board that we're ready to move on the actual vote without doing a second roll call.
Your motion.
Yes. Do that.
Mr. Connors?
No, end the debate on it, I think go for the question.
So are we doing? Now I'm getting, just take a vote on to move the vote. Take a vote on the move.
This is on moving the.
Yes.
moving. Okay. Avon,
Yes.
Bellingham, Braintree,
Yes.
Brookline,
Yes.
Canton.
Yes.
Cohasset, Dedham,
Yes.
Dover, Foxborough,
Yes.
Franklin.
Yes.
Holbrook, Medfield, yes, Medway,
Abstain.
Millis, Milton,
Yes.
Needham,
Yes.
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy.
Yeah.
Randolph.
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Stoughton, Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth,
Yes.
Rentham.
I just have to get that extension. 66.64 yes, 1.60 abstaining.
Right. So the question is moved.
Now vote on the motion.
So now we vote on the motion,
The amendment.
the amended amount.
Amendment.
All right. You let us know when you're ready, Phil.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Right, see, you should have timed it. Okay, Avon,
No.
Bellingham, Braintree,
No,
What about it? Can we read the motion again before the vote?
we already read it.
Well, I don't remember what it was.
So a
A little rough.
yes vote would,
What is the
this is on the amendment, Mr. Polito's amendments to amend the numbers.
What was the motion? I didn't write it down.
Make it $8,000.
The motion was to make that registry account $80,000 coming out from salaries. 35,000 going to printing and binding, 30,000 to contractual services, and 15,000 to office supply. That's the amendment.
Okay,
So we're taking a vote on the motion to amend.
Okay, we wouldn't have broken the record on. Okay. I'll start at the top, just to be clear. So Avon,
Phil, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no.
Bellingham, Braintree,
No.
Brookline,
No.
Canton,
No.
Cohasset, Dedham,
Yes.
Dover, Foxborough,
yes.
Franklin,
No.
Holbrook, Medfield, no, Medway,
No.
Millis, Milton,
No.
Needham,
No.
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy,
No.
Randolph,
No.
Sharon,
No.
Stoughton, Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth,
No.
Rentham.
That was a no. Weymouth was no.
Yes.
5.49 yes, 62.75 no.
All right, so the motion fails, the amendment fails, so we'll go back to the original motion, or we need a motion.
Motion to approve the supplemental budget.
Second.
Report from the finance committee.
I'm sorry, yes. Report from the finance committee, I apologize, I forgot you again this
A
time.
report from the finance committee, that was held at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We did have some discussion as to, these matters, that were before us. And there was a, recommendation from the finance board to, recommend approval.
Okay, the recommendation from the finance committee is to approve as presented. Correct, right. Do you want to start the motions, because we got 3 separate motions here. Sure. So if you want to read the first one, we'll go through this.
Okay, so we'll stay with this motion to approve what we already had in motion on.
Yeah, Charlie, you made the motion on the 125, right, on the supplemental?
Yes, as presented.
Okay, and was there a second?
Yes, Medway.
Medway was a second, okay, so we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Bill, you ready?
I will be ready in a second. Let's see. Supplemental. Yes.
Avon. But wait a minute, I'm sorry, did we? Charlie made the motion, just want to make sure it's clear, that's for 125,187.52. Just as presented up there. Okay, go ahead.
Avon,
Yes.
Bellingham, Braintree,
Aye.
Brookline,
Yes.
Canton,
Aye.
Cohasset, Dedham,
No.
Dover, Foxborough,
Abstain.
Franklin,
Yes.
Holbrook, Medfield, yes. Medway,
Yes.
Millis, Milton,
Yes.
Needham,
yes,
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy,
Yes.
Randolph,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Stoughton, Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth,
Aye.
and Rentham.
We have 62.75 yes, 3.50 no, and 1.99 abstaining.
So the supplemental passes. Next one.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I want to apologize that I abstained. I really don't understand everything going on, and I kind of conscious vote either way till I get a better understanding, so hopefully I'll be doing a little homework the next time.
Okay, we all have a problem this time around, or at least I did. All right. Let me go to the next one. These next 2 votes, just to be clear, require a 2/3 vote.
Okay, so the next vote is to transfer the sum of $25,000 from funds declared surplus at the close of fiscal year 2025 to the county stabilization funds.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Foxborough. All right. Billy, let us know when you're ready.
Question?
Question.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Toledo.
Is that the $25,000 that was put aside for the Richard Dees last month that he didn't get? At the same
Yes, it
25,000 he
was.
talked about?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, don't agree with it, but
It's Chairman, we have the report of the finance committee on that.
Yes. Mr. Fitzpatrick, report of the finance committee on.
Yes, the report of the finance committee held before this meeting at 5 p.m. was to unanimously recommend the motion.
Ready?
Avon,
Yes.
Bellingham, Braintree,
Aye.
Brookline,
Yes.
Canton,
Aye.
Cohasset, Dedham,
no.
Dover, Foxborough,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Holbrook, Medfield, yes. Medway,
Yes.
Millis, Milton,
Yes.
Needham,
yes,
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy,
Yes.
Randolph,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Stoughton, Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth,
Aye.
and Rentham.
64.74 yes, 3.50 no.
You have any 2/3 vote, motion passes. All right, the last motion, do you want to do a report of the finance committee first? See, I remember this.
Sure, we can do that. So again,
Wait, no report.
the report of the finance committee held at 5 p.m. this evening was again to favorably recommend this approval by
Thank you, sir. So, I make the motion. Okay. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie.
I have a question. When's this work gonna take place? Thank you.
Mr. Court.
It is ongoing. We just hired a firm, Par Incorporated, to study the needs of the lot. We expect their report in the next month. So we pretty much expect to go out to bid in the month of June and have the work done over the summertime.
Thank you.
Okay, so just to be clear, this is a motion to transfer $300,000 from the account 301,000. That's 3001. That's 000000. That's 00. Quincy District Court Capital Funds to account 301-600-5000-41000025 for the Dedham District Court Lot Paving Project.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second, Braintree.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. And so is ready, we're ready. Put the pressure on you tonight, Bill.
Yep. Right. And this is the Dedham District Parking, okay.
Avon,
Yes.
Bellingham, Braintree,
Aye.
Brookline,
Yes.
Canton. Aye. Cohasset, Dedham,
Yes.
Dover, Foxborough.
Yes.
Franklin.
Yes.
Holbrook, Medfield, yes. Medway,
Yes.
Millis, Milton.
Yeah.
Needham,
Yes.
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy,
Yes.
Randolph.
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Stoughton, Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth,
Aye.
and Rentham.
That's unanimous.
Thank you. So. For the supplemental transfer capital requests are all taken care of. Thank you all. Thank you for bearing with me as well. We'll move on to the next item, which is the fiscal 2027 budget for approval. Mr. Director.
Members of the advisory board, I gave a report that the presentation made to you a month ago, with the content of the proposed FY 27 budget is unchanged. I stand ready to answer any additional questions you may have developed over the last month. But the amount and the details associated with that proposed budget remain unchanged since last month. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, I will take a motion.
Motion to approve the FY 27 current expense budget.
Mr. Chair. Report of the finance. Yes, report of the finance committee.
Again.
You'd think I would know these things, you know?
So again.
Sorry, Charlie.
Meeting held this evening, meeting at 5 p.m. The FY 27 proposed county budget in the amount of 38,936,113.34 was discussed amongst the board, most of the committee, and we recommend favorable approval.
Thank you, sir. All right, so Charlie, you made a motion. The motion is to approve the proposed county budget in the amount of 38,936,113.34. Is that correct?
So moved.
So moved. We have a second. Second. No. Milton. All right. Bill, when you're ready.
All set.
Avon,
Yes.
Bellingham, Braintree,
Aye.
Brookline,
Aye.
Canton. Aye. Cohasset, Dedham,
No.
Dover, Foxborough.
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Holbrook, Medfield, yes. Medway. Medway,
Medway is yes.
Millis, Milton. Yes. Needham,
Yes.
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy.
Yes.
Randolph.
Yes.
Sharon, Stoughton, Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth,
Aye.
and Rentham.
That is 6474 for yes, and no is 3.50.
So the budget for fiscal 27 has been approved. I thank you all for that.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a comment? I want to record that my no vote is because of the director and the commissioners lied to the whole committee 3 years ago about the director's salary, that it wouldn't go up after COVID. So I want the record to show why the other part of the budget are good, but when the commissioners tell us one thing and 3 years, 4 years later, they changed it to change the decision. They lied to the commission, they lied to the body. Thank you for the record.
So noted. Hold on.
I think the remarks made by Mr. Polito are erroneous. They are incendiary, they're personal, and they're completely inaccurate. I completely reject what you just said as untruthful, misguided, and I cannot speak loudly enough on behalf of the commissioners that his remarks hurt the process that's involved with building budgets and communicating with the board. He once again shows that he's more interested in incendiary comments rather than logic, professional dialogue. Thank you.
I couldn't disagree with the
Mr. Polito,
director
you have
more.
not been
It was done at the meeting. It was said. He said at the meeting that he wouldn't. The money wouldn't follow 3 years later, and it did. So I said
Polito,
before, I don't agree with the
Polito, your
director. I
explanation
think the
has been
commission made
noted.
a bad decision hiring him, and he shouldn't have a job in the county. Period.
Mr.
That's how I
Polito,
feel. It will never change my position.
your notes have been noted. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, I'll keep it going later.
Sean.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, I just think it's timely now for me just to say I really think that Mr. Cronin and Mr. Buckley are doing an excellent job. And I want to say that I have full confidence in them and I appreciate the hard work they do. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Couldn't agree more, Charlie. Thank you.
I would add my voice to that as well. Mr. Ryan, thank you for saying that.
Okay, so next item on the agenda is the minutes. So I have a motion on the minutes.
So moved. Second, Braintree.
So Building moved it, Braintree second. When you're ready, Phil.
All right, well, that's. Okay,
Avon,
Aye.
Bellingham, Braintree,
Aye.
Brookline,
Aye.
Canton. Aye. Cohasset, Dedham,
Yes.
Dover, Foxborough,
Yes.
Franklin.
The December 17th minutes we're talking about?
I guess April 5th.
April 15th.
Yeah.
Abstain,
Abstain.
yes. Let's see. Colebrook, Medfield, yes. Medway,
Yes.
Millis, Milton,
Yes.
Needham,
Yes.
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy.
Yeah.
Randolph,
Not having been here, abstain.
Sharon, Stoughton. We're good? We're okay. Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth.
Apologies, abstain.
And Rentham.
okay, we have 55.85 yes and 12.39 abstaining.
Okay, so the minutes pass. Thank you very much. Before we adjourn, I have just one thing I would like to do. I should have done this a while ago, but I want to recognize Dr. Childs for the years of service that she gave to the board. And I have a little plaque to present you. I have a plaque here for Dr. Childs. It's presented to Dr. Elizabeth Childs, presented in recognition of your commitment and leadership representing the 28 cities and towns and the residents of Norfolk County as chairperson. Norfolk County Advisory Board says presented April 15th because I expected you here the last time.
Sorry.
So I tried, but thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much. Very sweet.
Speak.
So early. Years with you all, Ken?
Just two. Just two.
Enough?
All right, so I don't think there's anything else for tonight, so I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
And Braintree. We need a roll call vote for, please, right? You ready, folks?
Yes.
Avon. Aye. Bellingham, Braintree,
Aye.
Klein,
Aye.
Danton. Aye. Cohasset, Dedham,
Yes,
Dover, Foxborough,
Aye.
Franklin,
Yes.
Holbrook, Medfield, yes, Medway,
Yes, and well done, team.
Millis, Milton, yes, Needham,
Yes,
Norfolk, Norwood, Plainville, Quincy,
Yes.
Randolph,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Stoughton, Walpole, Wellesley, Westwood, Weymouth,
Aye.
and Rentham.
Unanimous.
Thank you all. I appreciate all your hard work. And we will see you in.
See you in September.
Yes.
Sounds like a
Yeah,
song.
there's a song there somewhere. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bill, that's you.
Oh.